This video is on sharing and permission settings in Google Sites. Google Sites stands out from other website builders because of the ability to collaborate and restrict access by the sharing and permission settings. This video will review how to publish a site, the 3 different types of permissions, and page level permissions. So, in order to get into sharing and permissions, just click this blue share button up on the upper right, and this will load this page for us. Now, to publish a site in Google Apps for Education, by default it's set so that everyone in the domain can find and edit. So that means any student who is able to find this page will have the ability to edit it. So we're probably going to need to change that. And especially if we're still in the process of building our site, we want to keep it private. But within publishing permissions, there are a slew of different options. We can make it public on the web or public to anyone with the link. We can also make it public within the domain to anyone in the domain or anyone in the domain with the link. Additionally, we can also make it private. So because we're still editing this site, I think I'm going to keep mine on private. We can add invites to people who we want to collaborate on our site. There's 3 different types of permissions that we can give individuals. So if I was to give a student permission, I can decide that I want to let them view the site. So doing it this way, they will get an email notification that they can view this site. Or if they go to sites.google.com, they will see this site up there and they would be able to view it. We can also allow them to edit the site. And we can allow them to be the owner of the site. Now these two are a little similar, so I'll show you the difference. If I was to give someone permission to edit the site and someone else the ability to be the owner of the site, the person that's given the ability just to edit this site will not see the variety of options that someone who is the owner. So they can't change such things as the template of the website itself. For instance, if they were to go to Manage Site, they would see limited options in the left sidebar here. There's not nearly as many things that they can do to change this site. However, if someone was given permission to be the owner of the site, they would see the full options. They'd be able to edit the site layout here, and in Manage Site, they would see the full sidebar on the left, with the ability to change the themes, colors, and fonts, sharing and permission, as well as more general options. Another unique and very useful feature of Google Sites is something called page level permissions. To enable that, from the sharing and permissions page, just click on the upper right hand side, the enable page level permissions. All you need to do is simply turn this on. Now, there are 2 things to know from this. In page level permissions, you have a basic permission for the entire website, which you can build right here. Then you can go underneath this hierarchy and click individual pages, which you can change and make more specific permissions per page. However, in order to add individuals who can specifically edit or see pages, you need to do that from the site-wide permissions right here. So you invite people down here and decide what they can do. For instance, if this page was public on the web and these individuals right here only had permission to view this site, what I could do is I could change that at the page level. So I can go to page 2 and I could decide to change the permissions here and then use a custom permission wherein I could set that these individuals can edit this particular page. Page level permissions can be very useful in that way, in that you can allow students to edit or view pages. As another instance, if this page was public on the web, I could make it so that an individual page has custom permissions and is not public on the web, but is private and only viewable to individual people. So I can choose right here that these individuals can view this site, and this subpage is private within this web page. This makes it very useful to publish a website, but then make subpages which are only viewable or editable to certain individuals.